Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am drinking my water. You know, I am doing the comeback challenge with my girl, Natalie. So, you know, I'm trying to increase my water intake. But it is Friday night. And I figured, you know, let's talk about business funding. Let's talk about some common mistakes to business funding so we can kind of, fix them, correct them. Let's talk about what we need to do for our business structure so we can, get funded. So let's put our money hats on because we are going to be talking about money. So when it comes to business funding, you need to make sure that, one, we have a properly structured business, okay? So we're talking about either getting grants, we're talking about establishing business credit, we're talking about getting loans. Whenever we're talking about finances of a business, you want to make sure that, number one, we have a real legitimate business, okay? So, of course, having your LLC, making sure that it's active, okay? So making sure that you are filing your annual reports. If you have an LLC that you're not using, if you have just an old LLC, I always tell people, don't just let that LLC expire, right? Like, always file the annual report. Even if you're not doing anything, it's always great just to have an LLC on deck, okay? You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what business opportunities are going to come. You can always establish business credit on an LLC. So you have an old LLC, you're not using an LLC, it's just sitting there. Don't let it, terminate or become inactive. Either reactivate it, keep it active, because we can always use that LLC for something. Okay. It could be a holding company. It can be a parent company. And in this live, and I'm saying I like LLC, so I'm saying LLCs, but LLC, corporation, whichever is your entity of choice, never just let an LLC or a corporation just go. Especially if the business has some kind of, business age or credit age to it. So, business funding mistakes that we need to avoid. Number one is going to be your business is not verifiable. So, some of these things you guys may be like, why do I need to do this? That's dumb. I don't understand. And the reason is because underwriting is going to require these things, okay? So having your business be verifiable meaning this. The lender is going to Google your business. Certain things need to pop up when they Google your business. If they Google your business and nothing pops up, they are going to flag your business as high risk, meaning we don't think this is really a business. Things have changed after all of this pandemic fraud, okay? So, when COVID hit, people are just making up businesses. They're not real businesses, and they're getting all of this money. A lot of banks, have taken a big loss because these companies didn't exist, and they're now not, paying back these loans or the money that they got during all the COVID relief, okay? So for this reason, underwriting has now required more extensive requirements to get approval and not to be flagged as high risk. So when I'm talking about these underwriting requirements, I'm talking about if you're looking to get a line of credit, if you're trying to get cash from the bank, they're going to be looking at this. I'm not talking about grants for right now. Number one, when they Google your business, a website needs to pop up. If you are a brand new business, if you don't really have your website together, we may not have funds for a website. We need to at least have a landing page. A landing page is going to be like a one-page website. It'll have your logo, your contact information, either a coming soon, or you can have like website under construction, or maybe a couple of things about the business. You can go on Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. Fiverr.com will have graphic designers for a really affordable price, like maybe $100 to $200. And they will make you a landing page, okay? You can also get a website from Fiverr.com as far as having someone, build out a website for a very economical price. If you are like, well, hey, I'm on a real tight budget, I still got you. There are platforms that will already have website templates like already on their website. All you have to do is kind of plug and play. So all you have to do is like insert your logo, change the text, you can change the color, and you can do your own website. Sites like Wix.com, Wix will be Wix.com, Squarespace.com has templates. I think Shopify has templates. There is a graphic platform called Canva.com, Canva.com. Who else? You can you could just Google, website templates. So these websites that I'm telling you, you can just they have like different categories, like business, fashion, food, like they have different they have like you can just make your own website. If you don't know how to do all that, you can go on YouTube.com or YouTube University and just Google how to make your own website. There will be people, depending on whatever platform you want to use, showing you, step-by-step ways as to how to make your own website. Okay, so if you don't have time to do it, you can go on Fiverr.com. You can also find a graphic designer. A graphic designer in the U.S. is maybe a little bit more than Fiverr.com. You can find an up-and-coming graphic designer who may have some budget-friendly prices depending on how small our budget is. But we need to have a website or a landing page, aka a one-page website, okay? So when they Google your business, something needs to pop up. The second thing you need to have a verifiable business is going to be some kind of business social media, okay? So a Facebook for your business page, an Instagram for your business page. Those would be the two biggest ones. I mean, you can have TikTok, but for bank-wise, they're going to be looking at, for Facebook and Instagram. Now, we don't want to have a ghost page, meaning when I Google your business and the Facebook page pops up, they're going to click on the Facebook page, okay? These people are about to give you money. They want to make sure that you are a real business and that you're going to pay them back, okay? So they're going to do some due diligence to kind of, see who you are and are you really a legit business. So we don't want to have a ghost page, meaning when I click on the picture, the last post is 6 months ago. Well, they're going to be like, well, what business really has a social media and they haven't posted in 6 months? Okay, so that's going to flag your business as high risk. So at least give me a post on social media at least once a week if you're a brand new business and we're not all the way together. But when they click on your social media page, we don't need it to look like you haven't posted in 6 months, okay? So we got to have a website or a landing page. We need to have a business social media, meaning it's for your business. It's not you personally, it's your business. The profile picture should be your logo. We should have some bullet points as to what your business does. So what product you sell, what service you do, and it needs to look, professional. Once again, if we don't know how to make any kind of social media post or graphics, we can go right on back to Fiverr.com. You can find a graphic designer. I see a lot of graphic designers on Instagram who will sell templates. So they have some templates that are just done for you. So let's just say maybe you maybe you sell something, they will have like kind of generic templates already done. So order shipped out today, or check out our website, or orders were shipped out. There's a website called Etsy.com, ETSY. They sell a lot of templates that you can kind of edit in Canva.com, but the graphic is already done, so it looks professional. You're just going to swap out your company colors and your logo and change the text. You can find a graphic designer who can do some templates for you, but the page needs to look professional. If you don't know what a professional page should look like, find a big company or a profitable company who's in your industry and go look at their Instagram, or maybe get five businesses that are in your industry. What do their Instagram pages look like? And you can kind of put your own spin on it, but mirror it. So no matter if we don't have any money, Etsy will sell templates as low as like $5. Okay, so everything I'm telling you is, one, I use these things, and number two, it's going to be affordable. Okay, so I'm not saying you need $1,000 to go hire a graphic designer to get all this. Baby, you can go on Etsy.com, ETSY.com. You're going to want to look for Canva social media templates. Okay. Canva, Canva, is a free website. They do have a paid version that will allow you like more fonts and more things, but Canva, Canva.com, and even in Canva, they will have templates there, okay? But you can go to Etsy.com also and get templates. So all we're doing is changing our brand colors, throwing our logo in there, and now it looks like you have your own graphic designer for your business. You can thank me later. So we got to have a website or landing page. We got to have a business social media page that looks business and professional. We need to have a branded email account. Okay, we cannot go to the bank talking about CEO at gmail.com, at hotmail.com, at yahoo.com. No matter how much you think it's not that big of a deal, if you write Gmail on this application, the underwriter is going to flag you as high risk. Why? Because a lot of people who got the PPP loans, a lot of people who got the EIDL loans, they had Gmail on their applications. Gmail is a personal email account. No business is going to be using a personal email account. Businesses have a branded email account, meaning info@yourbusinessname.com, customer service at yourbusinessname.com, okay? joy@yourbusinessname.com. So these are going to be things that underwriting has a checklist. So the things I'm telling you, they're just checking off. If you don't have it, you're getting flagged as high risk. Okay. So if you're applying for loans, if you're applying for credit cards and you don't have these things and you're wondering why you're getting denied, it's because your business is being flagged as high risk. You can get a branded email address at GoDaddy.com. You have to first own the domain name, meaning that www. So, if my name is Joy's Lashes, I'm going to go on GoDaddy.com. I have to purchase www.joyslashes.com. Depending on how popular you want your website name to be. A domain name, I've gotten domain names as low as $1 before on GoDaddy. On the higher end, maybe, $20, $30. If you have like a generic name, or maybe a real popular name like increaseyourcreditscore.com, that may be like a little bit more expensive, but you need to have a www.yourbusinessname.com. Now, if we have a long business name, like my business name is the Firm Credit and Business Group. Well, that's like way too many letters for someone to be typing in. There's a high likelihood that a person typing in all those letters is going to, have a misspelling or miss a letter, which is going to throw everything off. So you can always condense whatever is your business name for the domain. So my website name is thefirmcbgroup.com to kind of, so you don't have to type out credit in business. Okay. So you can have your website name. Number one, doesn't have to have LLC in it. It doesn't have to be the full name if you have a long business name, but it needs to be some kind of derivative of your name. Okay. So if my business name is the Firm Credit Business Group, I could have www.tfcb.com. Okay, and for the Firm Credit Business Group. But we got to have that www.yourbusinessname or some derivative.com. Once you get your domain name, they're going to give you the option of, hey, do you want to buy a branded email address? A branded email address is going to cost you around $2 to $3 a month, but they're going to charge you for the year. Okay. So you're going to be paying $24 or $36. Still not expensive. Now, if we're trying to walk to the bank or apply for a credit card, we need to have it. Okay, so this just needs to get thrown into the budget. So when you buy your domain name, they're also going to give you the option of getting a branded email address. And that's how you purchase the email address. GoDaddy will give you the instructions as to how to check the email address, but let me give you this. You can have your branded email address be forwarded to a personal email address. So if you keep like if you keep your Gmail, you know how on your phone, you may already have an email account on your phone. So if you're like, well, I don't really want to check my business email, you can actually have all your emails that are going to your business email forwarded to a personal email account. So if I'm normally on my Gmail account and I have my Gmail account on my phone, the email will go to my branded email address, but it will also go to my Gmail account because I have it forwarded. So as I'm checking my emails throughout the day, I'll see, oh, I have a business email. You will then need to log into your business email to reply, but you do have the option of having the email go to a personal email if you are like, I'm not going to just, be checking my branded email every single day, and you want to make sure that you stay on top of your email addresses. GoDaddy will also give you the instructions on how to add your branded email to your phone. So let me show you on my phone. So when I go to emails, so these are all of the different email addresses I have on my phone. Okay. So I got several different businesses. So I have all my different business email addresses on here. So I just click on it. Okay, and then the emails are here. So if it's on your phone, okay, business number 1, here are the emails. Business number 2, here are the emails. Okay, so having a branded email is not that hard. I have a little mini webinar, maybe for I think it's like $29.99 on my website on how to get I walk you through the steps on going to GoDaddy to get your branded email address if you want like a step-by-step tutorial. But we gotta have a branded email address to put on these funding applications. Okay, so website or landing page, business social media. We need to have a branded email address. We also need to be listed in 411.com. Okay, these are all the places that underwriting is going to be looking at to make sure that you are a real business. We also need to have a business address. Okay, they are going to Google the address that you put on the credit application. So they're going to ask for your information as the owner, and they're also going to ask for the business information. It's going to throw a red flag if the address and the phone number for you as the owner or the member of the LLC or the shareholder of the corporation, if your contact information is the same as the business information, that's throwing up the red flag. I had some red flags up. I stay with the prop. It's going to throw a red flag. So if your information box and the business information box is the same thing, meaning same address, same phone number, red flag, and they're going to kick your application out and deny it, okay? Number two, they are going to Google the address that you're putting for the business, okay? They have lost millions of dollars, with all this pandemic fraud. So they are going above and beyond to make sure that you are a real business, okay? When they Google that business address, if an apartment complex pops up, if a home pops up, if a P.O. box pops up, if a UPS store pops up, if the post office pops up, red flag, okay? Red flag. Now, you can have a real business. You can do $10 million a year because you are on e-commerce and, you are always selling the hottest TikTok, items, and you are running everything out of this home. Red flag, okay? This red flag. So, if you have a home-based business, or maybe we're like in trucking where we're always traveling, so you don't have an office space, or maybe you're a mobile business, like you're going to pop-up shops, what you need to do is you need to rent a business address. You can rent a business address by getting something called a virtual address. A virtual address is not a P.O. box. A virtual address is not the UPS store. A virtual address is not the UPS store, but the person in there told me that the address comes up as a real address. A virtual address is going to be an address to a commercial building. When you walk into the office, there's going to be a receptionist there. There's going to be work office spaces that people can rent out. There's going to be conference room. It's going to look like a real office, okay? You can either just rent the address, like, hey, I want to have your business address. Can I rent it? You can also rent the address and be able to, use the conference room or use the office space to meet clients. So let's just say you are starting a new business and we're on a skeleton budget, meaning, we have a little bit of money and it needs to go a long way. Maybe you're in an industry where you are meeting people and you don't want to, act like you don't have an office. You don't want to always be, meeting at Starbucks. You want to maybe look a little bit more professional than, what you really can afford. You can actually have a virtual office where you will rent. Hey, if I have a meeting with someone, okay, I'm a brand new attorney. I can't afford, to have a real office space, but, I want to be able to meet my clients, at an office. Well, you can actually rent a conference room or an office at a virtual address. Okay, so hey, I want to come in on Tuesday at 12. You're there. They have little offices, right? If you want to take it a step further, bring you some props, bring you like a little cup holder, bring you a little name badge, sit it on the desk. So when your client comes there, there's going to be a receptionist, in the lobby. Hey, I'm here to see the Hunt Law Group. Oh, 1 second. Let me get Miss Hunt. They're going to come down, let you know that your client's there, and you're going to bring your client back and you have, a working space. Maybe I am a wedding coordinator and I want to act like I have office space. This is what some businesses do when you can't afford to go and, sign a lease. This is totally normal. So whether you want to actually use the office space, to conduct your business, or if you want to just be able to use the address, you need to get a virtual address. Some virtual address companies will be Regus, Regus, Alliance, Alliance, Opus, Opus. Okay. The reason why you have to have the address is because the address is going to go on the applications for funding. when they Google the address, a commercial building needs to pop up. If you already have a brick and mortar business, then just use that address. So when they Google the business, your restaurant, your beauty salon, your whatever will pop up. If you're working from home, your home cannot pop up. Your apartment cannot pop up. None of that can pop up. It's going to be flagged as high risk. Okay. So a virtual address will run you maybe between $50 and $80 a month. It needs to, they're going to give you like different zip codes, let's not maybe have the most urban, area, depending on what your industry is and how much funding, if your virtual address is in the hood, and you have the option of maybe getting one like more in a neutral, territory, I would choose that. But we got to have a business address. Okay. So we're trying to apply for credit cards, funding, line of credit. Our business has to be verifiable, meaning underwriting is going to Google our business. A website needs to pop up. Business social media needs to pop up. We need to have a branded email address. We need to have a business address. You need to have a business phone number, okay? Because when you're filling out the applications, your number and the business number needs to be different. If on your applications you putting the same number down, you're throwing up red flags, okay? So if you don't, there are a couple of options. If you don't have to go get a landline. You can either go get a business line at a cell phone company. So you will let them know, hey, I want to get a business number, right? If you don't want to incur the debt of having like a whole nother phone line, if once again, we're on a shoestring budget, they have a virtual phone number, right? A virtual phone number is going to be a business number. So if someone Googles the number, it's not going to come up as a personal cell number, but the number is going to ring to your cell phone. Okay, so there are different companies like Grasshopper, Ring Central, Smartline. You can just Google virtual phone numbers. Now, does it have to be a 1-800 number? It does not have to be a 1-800 number. It can be a regular number, okay? But when they Google the number, it doesn't need to be a personal cell number. And when you're filling out the application, your personal number and the business number needs to be different, okay? If you do a virtual number, whatever is the company, so if I get a virtual number via Ring Central, when the number rings to your phone, Ring Central is going to pop up on the caller ID. So you know not to answer the phone, hello, to say, hi, great day, at Joyce Lashes, how can I help you? So you know how to, put that professional voice on and answer it like it's a business call, okay? So you will pay your cell phone bill won't change. A virtual number may, I don't know, depending on the company that you use, it may run you $9 to $19 a month, okay? So we got to have all of these things just to get our application to the next level. If we don't have these things, they are just, throwing that red flag off and you're just getting tossed to the denials, okay? So we got to have a business that is verifiable. And the reason for all of this is post-pandemic fraud. Banks aren't playing no more as far as passing out this money. Now, another mistake people have with business funding is they think that business funding is going to solve their business problems. If I were to get this loan, if I can get these credit cards, if I can get this money, I now have money in my business, which will solve my problem because I'm trying to pay my rent, pay my employees, pay my bills, and all of this. If we are going to encumber ourselves, meaning we're about to go take on some debt, can we afford the debt? If I have a catering company, I have Joy's Desserts, right? I'm really good at baking, and I'm doing different pop-up shops to sell my desserts. And I'm like, you know what? I want to get a company van. And if I get a company van, I wrap the van, I then can just, drive around and sell my stuff, right? So I go and I get the loan, I go and get this, Ford Transit van, and I wrap it. I'm ready to go. If I don't have clients to go drive my van to go drop off my desserts, if I don't have clients who are already booking me to cater their anniversary party, their quinceañeras, their sweet 16s, their retirement parties, if I don't have clients who are booking me, to go to their business for, their Christmas parties, or, if I don't have clients already asking me to roll up and give my desserts, my Ford Transit van is going to be sitting in front of my house. And in 30 days, once I got that Ford Transit van sitting outside, I'm about to get a car note. If I don't have anyone booking me, if I'm not booked and busy, how am I going to pay that car note? So a lot of people go out and they go and get the loan thinking, let me go get this van. Let me go get this office space. If I had an office space, people can just come to my business. But what they fail to realize is I haven't developed a marketing plan. So just because you open the door, I can go get a storefront right now. I can go in the morning at 9 a.m. and go sign a lease and just open up Joy's Lashes, right? If no one's heard of Joy's Lashes, if my phone isn't already ringing off the hook, just because I have an office building, that doesn't mean that the client is now going to be running into my business. So the number one problem people have when they get business funding is they get business funding prematurely because they cannot afford the debt that they are incurring. We're not going to get business funding for operational expense. I just need some money to tie me over because, every month I'm short. If every month you're short, that means that you need sales. You need a marketing strategy. You need a game plan. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to get $10,000 today. I'm going to pay my rent today. I'm going to pay my employees today. But in 30 days, I'm going to have a note on that $10,000. And I don't have no more business. No one's calling my phone. No one's coming in. No one's on my website ordering. So now I have this bill that I can't afford. And then what's going to happen in 30 more days? I'm going to have another bill. And then another bill. So now I'm stressed because I got the $10,000 and I paid my rent the first month and I paid the employees and I went and I stocked up on all these lashes and I'm sitting at my building that I leased with all this inventory, or I have a boutique. My boutique is stacked with clothes, but no one's buying them. So now I'm a little behind on my rent. So maybe I pay half and I'm, talking to the landlord like, hey, can I pay you the other half later? And then later comes and I don't have it. And then now I'm a month behind. So now, I'm working uphill, trying to, how can I get people to come buy my product or come get my service? Now I'm 2 months behind on my rent. Now I'm 2 months behind on the Ford Transit. Maybe I didn't get the funding in my business name. Maybe I got the funding in my personal name. Now my credit's taking a ding. Now my wife or my spouse is like, you talking about this business, but this business ain't making us no money. So now they they bitching in your ear, right? Now they mad. Now y'all have conflict. Now she aggravated. Now y'all fighting. Now the word divorce is, popping up. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all not having sex. Now it's just real ugly, all because you went out and got this loan. Let me get my monkeys. Hold on. And that's when I be saying the monkey be on your back. The monkey is now on your back because you got this loan. Now your credit score done dropped. Now you can't get the house y'all was talking about because you ain't got the credit, or your debt to income is too much. You still don't have no clients. It's crickets at your business. The Ford transit that you went and got wrapped is collecting dust, in your garage. And now we have anxiety. Now we have depression. Maybe you took all the money out your 401k and you have, every inventory for your business is stopped. It's now collecting dust. Now you starting to, doubt yourself. Well, did God tell me to start the business, or was that Satan? Now your kids, you got to take your kids out of football. Now it's, now we can't do our family trip. Now ain't no one getting no Halloween costumes because we ain't got no goddamn money. That is the problem. See, funding a lot of times isn't the problem. We don't need the van. If you need a van when you have 5 parties booked on the same day, and your car and your mama's car, or your car and your husband's car can't handle it, that's when you get the van. You get the storefront. Deucey, honey, answer this phone, boo-boo. You get the storefront when you do your pop-up shop. You sell all your items out the trunk of your car, and you can't keep any more in stock. I'm about to be ghetto. Hold on. Corey Wayne Venison, I'm on this live. You're going to get the storefront when you can't keep anything in stock. When you go and do a pop-up shop, it's just gone. You're like, you know what? I have a lot of people in this area who want my things, right? We go and get the van when we have multiple things to do. When everyone's, hospitals, accounting firms, all the food can't fit in your car and you're always booked and busy. But let's look and see what is the cheaper alternative. Maybe I can go rent me a van from Enterprise when I have big events. Because guess what? When that event is done, I don't have a note. I'm about to be so ghetto. I'm just about to be ghetto. He's about to send me somewhere. I don't have a note. That's what I'm talking about, this virtual office. You don't have to have an office space. So before we go and incur debt, ask yourself, do I have enough business that's going to be able to afford this debt? Going and getting the loan, going and getting the funding is not about to bring money into your business. That is the biggest mistake. So before you go and max out your credit cards, before you go and empty out that 401k, before you go and get that loan, it has to make sense. Now, a lot of times we think our business is supposed to look like Walmart on day one. Your business is not going to look like Walmart on day one because you're not going to either have the finances or the clientele on day one. The most important part of a business is going to be cash flow. Cash flow is the clients. We ain't got to have a business plan. I get so many calls. I need a business plan. Baby, you don't need a business plan. Let me tell you why you don't need a business plan. You about to go pay somebody. I just don't want to be ghetto on a Friday night. You're about to go pay someone to go make you a business plan. You don't know all these, they're going to project some numbers. You're going to go walk into a bank. You're about to go get this loan. And you don't even know what's on the business plan. You need a marketing plan. I don't care what business you're in, the bulk of your business needs to be marketing. Marketing is, what do I need to do to go look as professional as possible in the stage of my business that I'm at and go bring me a client. If I'm in a product-based business, I'm going to put the most of my money to make that product look as professional as possible. Okay? If I'm in a service-based business, I'm going to put that money to be wherever it is where I can get my customers to me. A marketing plan is what most of your money needs to go to. I didn't say go hire a marketing company, because you're about to go pay someone $10,000 and they're going to tell you that they're going to do all your emails. They're going to manage your social media account. They're going to sell you. Okay. They're going to tell you all these things. How many email addresses do you have in your database right now? Probably none. How many social media followers do you have in your business right now? If you're a brand new business, none. Okay, so what are they really about to be doing? They're about to market to your mama and your cousin and your best friend who's following you. See, you got to go get the client. You got to go get the emails. You got to go get the customers. You don't know if you're a brand new business, or if we're not cash flowing and paying all of our bills. You could be open for 5 years. We are still considered a brand new business because we're trying to see, what is our mix? What is my client? Where is she? Who is she? Which product, is going to be my it product? What is my business about? So when I say get a marketing plan, that's you. What are you selling? What are you selling, and who is it supposed to be to? Whoever it's supposed to be to, where is that person, and how can I get them to my product? For example, way back in the olden days, before Facebook, I had a hair company. So there are no Facebook ads. Instagram wasn't even around yet. Okay, your girl is old. So I'm selling hair extensions. This is before AliExpress. This is before DHL. This is where, back in the olden days, people used to go to the beauty supply, and they had brands like Indie Remy, and, all the weaves and extensions were sold at the beauty supply store. Virgin hair had just come out, but the virgin hair is coming in a plastic box or a long plastic, container. People are still wearing a little synthetic, this is right when the hair extensions was coming out. So every new business has a limited budget as to what they can spend. I'm selling a product. I'm selling something, right? When someone receives my product has to compete with the big boys as much as I can afford to have it compete. If I were to walk into Indie Remy's corporate office, I can't compete with their corporate office. They have millions. For our young folks on this live, Indie Remy was like the most popular hair extension brand back in the olden days with the horses, okay? So, no, I can't compete with their corporate office, but here's the gag. You don't have to go to the corporate office to get Indie Remy. You're going to go down to the beauty supply and buy Indie Remy. So I went to the beauty supply. I went and I looked at the packaging. What are the big brands? How are they selling their hair extensions? When they receive the product, what does it look like? And I mirrored that. So my hair extensions came in a long plastic container. I couldn't afford to get the box that the hair came in. So I got a 1-page like laminate. So it'll be like the hair extensions and then my cover. The cover is going to be in color. I mirrored it. Indy Remy had a girl. I had 3 girls on my packaging. Now back in the olden days on the box, it'd have like the hair, and then it would have like all the inches, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. And then there would be like a check on the box for what inch it was, right? I had the same thing. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Back in the olden days, the hair stopped at 24 inches. Okay, all that 26, 28, 30, 40 wasn't even invented yet, right? Now, for my printing, for me to have the color, the thick paper, for it to be shiny and how to mirror them, I couldn't afford to have the check mark. So I got a hole punch and I hole punched my inches. So when you got my package and you got Indy Remy's package, it was very comparable. I'm selling my hair extensions, baby, out of my law office in the conference room. Okay, so when you came to Creme de la Creme Hair, you're coming to a commercial office space, and when you walk in on the door, it says the Hunt Law Group. When I had a little sign next to it on the wall that said Creme de la Creme Hair. Okay, so when you walk in, you're kind of like, am I buying hair extensions out of a law firm? Like, what's really going on? But I mean, the law firm, she's cute, but I mean, what's really going on? So when we get to the conference room, I have the hair laid out. So when they walk out of the law firm, their packaging, where I went is a little suspect, but the packaging was so good, I'm sold. On top of my product was the bomb, right? Just like if you want a good home cooked meal, 9 out of 10 times, any kind of good soul food restaurant is going to be in the hood, right? So, you may need to, not drive your nicest car. If you're going to go at night, you want to make sure, that you lock your doors. When you walk in, they're married, it's not going to have maybe clean tablecloths on the table. Tukey and them in the bath gonna have some rap playing. They may greet you with some slang, but the food is gonna be off the chain, right? So I'm not tripping. I'm not looking for that 5-star service. I know I'm going to the hood, I know it may be a little ratchet up in there, but when I get that plate, that macaroni and cheese gonna be hitting. That cornbread gonna be off the chain. Am I gonna do a smothered chicken or an oxtail or some barbecue ribs? I don't know. I'm about to get that Kool-Aid. That's red. Gonna give me diabetes when I go home. I'm about to get that strawberry cake and that vanilla cake, and of course a Diet Coke because I'm watching my figure, right? But when I'm walking in, I may not, be having my Sweet 16 there because the ambiance is not what I want. But I'm going there not for the ambiance. I'm going there for the product, right? If the product's good, how you get it, how it's given to you, we can kind of, people will kind of, play with it a little bit as long as the product's good. If I go to a rap concert, I'm going to go see Jeezy. Ooh, it's going to smell like weed. It's going to be 2 or 3 fights when I get up in there. You got to be in VIP. If not, you may get robbed, but I'm going because I want to hear a good, rap song. If I'm going to go wear a ball gown and, show off to some clients, I'm probably not going to take them to a Jeezy concert. I may take them to the orchestra. I may take them to the Nutcracker. I may take them somewhere else, right? So if we're just selling a product, your product needs to be as on point as the big brands and skim on the rest. So I didn't just jump into a commercial hair boutique space. I'm paying, the Hunt Law Group can afford this rent, right? When the hair client comes in, my secretary already had a code word. When the code word is there, I'm running to the conference room, moving out all the law books, laying out, we had straight, wavy, and curly, throwing up 4 pictures on the conference room table. So when I brought the client in the conference room, it kind of looked like a little hair boutique, right? Like, okay. Once the clients kept coming in, I upgraded to, I kicked my law partner out. Like, hey, I kind of need this space. And I went to IKEA. You couldn't tell me I wasn't doing it, baby. I went to IKEA. I got me some pink drawers. And then I made my boutique into the second office. I got me some pink drawers. I had some pink chairs. Went and had a photo shoot. Had all the photos on the office way. So now Creme de la Creme had its own office. Baby, you couldn't tell me I wasn't doing it. When I couldn't keep the hair in stock at the office space, I then went and got a commercial building, because now I know I have the clientele to sustain the rent, the light bill, the internet, the insurance, the security alarm, and a front desk girl to be there, because I can't be there, 7 days a week and run a law practice, right? So that's when I jumped up and incurred the debt. A lot of times we go backwards. We incur the debt and then we wait and thinking, I got the storefront, so the clients is going to come. The clients don't even know about you, baby. They don't know about you. Maybe our marketing money needs to be on some flyers. Maybe I have a product-based business and I have a brick and mortar. How do I get people to my brick and mortar? Well, maybe we're passing out flyers. Maybe you need to have a street team, right? So wherever it is, okay, let's just say I have a bakery. I'm doing cupcakes. Where are the people that eat cupcakes? Who is my target audience? Well, I know that kids eat cupcakes. I know adults eat cupcakes. So where are kids and adults? Maybe I am going to sponsor a banner at whatever is the big kids football league, right? So, if you have a child in football, on Friday or Saturday, they're going to be at this big field. And sometimes you can have a banner on the fence. Or if they have some kind of program, you can have an ad in the program. Or maybe you can sponsor the jersey. But if I'm looking for some kids and adults are going to be at kids sports, right? Maybe I have a flyer and I give it out and I say, hey, with this flyer, a free cupcake. And I'm going to every karate class. I'm going to all these little indoor play gyms. I'm going to the football team, wherever the games are. I'm passing it out at the baseball fields. I'm going to the volleyball courts. I'm going to every public school. Hey, can you put these flyers in the kids' bags and send them home? I'm going to the high schools. Can you give this to every kid and send it home? I'm going to the preschools. If I give them a flyer, when they come with that one flyer for that free cupcake, most kids can't drive. So how they going to get there? Their mom or dad are going to bring them there to get the free cupcake. Because when they came home from school, they said, Mommy, look, I got this flyer and it got a free cupcake. Can we go today and get the free cupcake? And she going to say, no, we're going to go on the weekend. Well, what's the kid going to do? A kid has like a photo. A kid's going to ride you like they're paying all the bills. Mommy, it's the weekend. Here's the flyer. Can we get the cupcake? All right, let's go. But when the mommy goes in, is she just going to get the free cupcake? No, she's going to come in and your cupcake boutique is so cute and you have all these cute little flavors. She's going to get her a cupcake. So although the kid came with that flyer and it cost you gave away a free cupcake, you're going to offset your cost because the mom is going to buy a cupcake. Well, a lot of people may be married, so it may not just be mom, it may be mom and dad. So now you have 2 adults who bought the cupcake off that free flyer. And then a lot of times now, a lot of people don't just have one kid in the family. A lot of times they're going to have at least 2 or 3 kids. So one kid came in with that flyer for the free cupcake. And then the mom, dad got a cupcake, and they also bought the brother and the sister a cupcake, right? Now, if the cupcake's good, what's going to happen? When that kid has a birthday, they're going to come back there and get the cupcakes for the kid's birthday party. When that mama has to bring, on a potluck at her job, she has to bring desserts, she going to do a cupcake. When that daddy, is going to, do something nice for all the co-workers, he gonna bring the cupcakes. When the mom goes to her mom and me class and they're having a mom's day out and they're gonna bring dessert, what's she gonna do? She gonna go bring them cupcakes, okay? So you had to, now mind you, you had to give away a free cupcake, but the whole goal is to get them to your business so that you sell the whole family. Now the money that we have needs to go to how do I get the people to my business? I'm saying this because every month I'm going somewhere with a flyer from my son. We've been to an ice cream store. We've been to a cupcake. There are realtors that have flyers, have banners at his. You have to go to the customer. If I'm online, right? If I'm online, how do I get my clothes? How do I get whatever it is if I'm an online business in front of people? That is going to be Facebook ads or Instagram ads. Are we going to go pay $5,000 for a marketing team who's going to tell you we're going to do blah, 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 blah? We're not, okay? Because as the CEO of your business, you need to know how you need to market. You're going to have to play with the demographics. Do they like this ad? Do they like this picture? Do they like the video of shirts? Do they like the video of the whole outfits? Do they want a still picture? What's working? So you're going to have to play with it. You're going to have to learn. You may need to take some of that money and invest in some kind of online Facebook course, right? Instagram ad course, okay? Go on YouTube University if our budget is smaller. How do I do a Facebook ad? I do this, I do that, I do this. Now I'm going to do a small budget. I'm going to do $100, right? Let me see. I'm going to do $100 this week with a still picture and $100 this week with a video. I'm going to compare the ads. Which one worked better? Bam, the video worked. Now I'm about to do a video with one girl and a video with 2 girls with a new budget. What's going to work? And over time, you're going to see what ad works. What demographic really likes you? Do I need to do the whole USA? Do I need to do the southern regions? Do I need to do the northern regions? But I have money to get the graphics. I have money to put on the ad. Then once I see this is working, now I'm going to put $3,000 this month on this ad or this week on this ad to get traffic to my website. I'm doing all of this before I go and incur the debt. Because if you go incur the debt before having the clients or your target audience or knowing what is your hot selling piece, all you are doing is bringing the monkeys, right? The monkeys is the stress. The monkeys is the lost money. The monkeys is the depression. And depending on your tolerance for risk, some people can handle this and bounce back and come back again. And some people, the monkey's going to take them out. Okay? So before we just jump on that credit card, before we just jump on that loan, we need to have a marketing plan, know our target audience, which product or service is it. Is our product and service together? Sometimes we may need to revamp our product and service. If you have a product, that money needs to be on that packaging. We cannot be selling, oils and we know the oil's dripping out the side and it's smearing. Like you have, a Sharpie. Like it's like sometimes I understand we on a skeleton budget, but it's like, baby, sometimes the stuff just looks a little too bootleg. Like, baby, no one's going to buy this, right? So Knowing where you need to put your money is the most important thing. And then coming up with a marketing strategy. Who is your target audience, and how do they appeal to you? Or, like, what's going to get them in? And all of this takes time in trying this, changing this, working this. That's why I say don't hire a marketing company. Do it yourself so you understand what it is. Once you get the blueprint and you don't have time to do it, now go hire a marketing company. Here is my demographics. Here is the content that needs to be done. It needs to be boom, 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 go. Or you can still do it yourself or hire someone that you do it. But now you know what works. It's kind of like, if I'm going to bet my money on Steph Curry or this brand new person I've never heard of, who are you putting your money on? I'm going to go on Steph Curry all day, every day, because he's proven to me that in the fourth quarter with the sprained ankle, fighting the flu, and, a 6-foot guy on his back, he's still going to make that shot. Hence why he gets paid what he gets paid. There's no need to hire a marketing company until you know exactly what your ad needs to look like, what it needs to do. If y'all go down on my Instagram page, when I first started, I used to have 5 and 8 minute videos because teaching these concepts is a lot. Most people can't understand a 5 or 8 minute No, most people don't even have 8 minutes to watch a video, right? Once I started making my content shorter, like, well, maybe let me not teach all 5 issues of an LLC. Let me just teach one. I had to kind of water down my content. I watered it down. I made it shorter. I saw a bigger result. But I am professional joy all day long. If you go way back when I am, you are in a law class when you are in my video, right? Then one day, my best friend called me boring. Boring? How am I boring? I am trying to be professional and teach. But guess what? Being professional in teaching a topic that is a little complicated, what I teach on is boring. Boo. People really weren't, vibing with it. Oh, you want some personality? Oh, you want a show? I can give you a show because I'm ignorant, right? So let me do a little, and then as I have a fun personality, so I'm going to just be fun with it, right? So my target audience is going to be a new entrepreneur, 1 to 5 years. Let me kind of teach these concepts, but let me throw like a little urban song, a little fun song. Let me do a little dance. Let me do a little trend. So it's kind of like, it's like kind of fun, but you're learning, but you're going to remember these 3 things because I had it on a Jeezy beat, right? So it's going to take you some time to kind of get in your groove to realize like what works best for you, for your demographics, for your product or service. This is why all of your money needs to be towards this. It may need to be towards making sure you have a branded polo or a uniform. So every time you go somewhere or you're going to a pop-up shop, everyone looks branded. You may not have a commercial kitchen. You may be making these peach cobbers and these cakes in your apartment. But when you, your mama, and your auntie walk in with your branded polo, with the cute chef's hat that has your logo on it, when you set up and we have, commercial grade, serving utensils, and we have our professional flyers at the end. So when I'm doing a catering job and you like what I'm serving, I already have my flyer here. So you can now book me for your next event. It looks like I made all this stuff out of a commercial kitchen. So I may need to put the money I do have on my uniform, on my branding. I may need to, if I'm in the boutique space, or if the competition has a nice website, I may need to put that money on my website. I may be at home. I may not have an assistant. I may be having to work my 9 to 5, and I wake up at 5 in the morning to get 2 hours into my business in the morning to, send out emails, make my social media content. I work 9 to 5, and then I come home from 7 to 9. I do my shipments. I make some more content, respond to my emails, and now I'm working my business before and after my 9 to 5, as I'm growing this thing. So the marketing plan, the getting your clients to you, coming up with what it is. I may start off doing peach cobblers, and one day on accident, I just made some cupcakes. My peach cobblers, I may sell 5 or 10 a day, but when I made the cupcakes, I couldn't keep them in stock. Well, maybe I need to change my menu up a little bit. So let me start doing some more cupcakes. Well, although I thought I was starting my baking company because of my bomb peach cobbler, I'm realizing that everyone likes the cupcakes. Now I am revamping what I'm selling to what my audience wants. If I had got a $10,000 loan and just stocked up on peach cobbler ingredients, I now don't have money to execute what I now see is working. So besides not having the proper business structure or an active LLC or corporation, besides, not having a verifiable business, so you're having your website, branded email, business social media, business address, business phone number, getting the money too soon without having a marketing plan and a demand is going to be the third business funding mistake. If you need help as to how to do all of this, book an hour consultation with me. I can give you a game plan, okay? Then the fourth business funding mistake that people make is they do not apply for business grants. Now, business grants are going to be money that you receive for your business, and you don't have to pay it back. So when you get the grant, you are not going to have any monkeys on your back because the money does not have to be repaid. So if you got a $10,000 grant and you use half that money for a down payment on that Ford Transit that you didn't need, but you got it anyway, and it's sitting out there collecting, let me not say a down payment. You use $5,000 and you bought an old Ford Transit, right? So you just bought it. If you don't have any clients, it's not that bad of a decision because you don't have a monthly note. We're not about to incur debt. You don't got to take your son out of football. You don't got to take your daughter out of ballet. Your wife can still drive her luxury car and go to Target. You can still golf on the weekend, right? Getting a grant is not going to cause you any financial strain. Now, here's the thing. You cannot just blink twice and snap twice and the grant show up in your business bank account. You are going to have to actually turn your laptop or your computer on. You're going to have to go to a website, and you are going to have to answer some questions. The questions you're going to have to answer are going to be, one, what makes your business stand out from the competition? 2, they're going to ask you, why do you need this money? 3, they're going to ask you, what problem does your business solve? And how do you solve your problem better than what the competition is doing? They're also going to ask you what you're going to use the money on. Now, those 5 questions I said are going to be asked on every grant application. They may just word it a little different. Now, what people always say is, I don't have time to write the grant. If you need money, then you should have time. If you're too busy to write a grant, but you don't have them, but you need money, what are you too busy doing? I have so much on my plate, but you're asking for money. So if you're asking for money, why not just go get the money? If I'm saying, hey, there's money right here. Oh, you are going to have to maybe spend 15, 20 minutes and fill out some questions. Oh, can I just pay someone? I mean, you can, but if you need money, do you really have the money to pay someone to fill the grant application out for you? And then if you do have the money to pay someone to fill the grant application out for you, how many can you afford for them to fill out for you? And if you can't afford for them to fill the money out from you, well, is that the most wise place of using the money? Or should that money be used towards your marketing plan to get the client either on your website or to your front door? And then 4, if the grant writer were to fall out and die, is that going to stop you from being able to get a grant? See, I believe as the CEO of your business, as the boss of your business, you need to understand how to do everything in your business. Number 1, if you hire someone to do that, how do you know that they're doing their job correctly or not if you don't know what it is? Number 2, you don't want to be dependent on somebody to get you whatever it is you need in your business. That's why you need to take the time out to learn it. So if you're busy, wake up an hour early and put some time in on it. If you're super busy, wake up 2 hours early and put some time in on it. But see, a lot of times people say, I need this, but they're not willing to put the work in to get it. So if you don't want these monkeys on your neck, grants are a great way of getting funding. If you maybe take out an hour on a Sunday and just look at the grant applications, like people just be, I don't know how to write. I never wrote no grant before. Have you ever looked at a business grant application? Have you just Googled business grants and clicked on it and just looked at the website and read the application? And have you? You know what I'm saying? Like, just do it. All they can do is say no, right? And if they say no, you in the same boat that you're in right now. But if you were to maybe look at some grant applications and kind of see the questions that they're asking, and then maybe one Sunday out the month, you just sat down for like an hour and you just really sat down and in your own words, in your own diction, in your own misspellings, but it came from you from the heart. You just wrote out how you would answer the questions that were on the grant application, and you actually just push send. See, when you push send on the grant application, you already just put yourself in the game. There's so many people outside on the bench looking at the game, talking about the game. He missed that dunk. She missed that shot. They ain't that good. But you're not even in the game. See, that sounds like this. The grant ain't guaranteed. Baby, life ain't guaranteed. It's not guaranteed that you're going to even wake up tomorrow. So if life ain't guaranteed, how is a grant going to be guaranteed? Ain't no one, I've never seen someone who is selling a grant bundle or talking about grant or writing grants saying grants are guaranteed. But the same people talking about grants aren't guaranteed are the same people talking about, I paid someone $500 and they told me I can get a guaranteed $50,000 grant. Like, baby, if that's the case, let me go show you how you can go swim and not get wet. Like, where in the world can you pay $500 and get $50,000? But a lot of times we would rather be sold a dream than to actually have to go do some work to get something. So if you actually got in the game, right? You may miss the layup, you may miss the shot, you may get dunked on, but at least you're in the game. You have to be in the game to score. You can't be outside the gym and score. You can't be sitting on the bench and score. You can't be at home on the couch watching the game on TV and score. You have to at least get in the game to score, right? So getting in the game is just filling out the grant applications, fill out 10 a month. All they can do is tell you no. If they tell you no, we're in the same boat that we're in right now. But you may get a yes. You may get a yes. Now, the more grants you fill out, the more likelihood it is that you will actually win the grant, because you're now putting your business, your cause, what you're doing in front of more people. So if you just take one Sunday out of the month, map out your answer to all these questions, come up with your budget, and then every month you just apply to 10 grants every single month. Eventually, you're going to get a grant. When you get the grant, you've already been working on your business. You're already working on your marketing plan. You're already working on your product. I really need this box to make my product stand out. I really could use a little extra blah, blah, blah to, get to really, get my advertising out there. So when you do get the grant money, you can put the grant money towards something that's going to make you money and, give you that increase in your business. I always harp on grants because it's not going to affect your cash flow, meaning every month you're not going to have a payment. It is going to require you to answer about 5 to 10 questions, but the gag is they're going to be the same questions, just asked differently. Okay? I have a grant bundle. It's $99. It's going to give you a list of 900 grants, and that list is going to be updated every single month. So every single month from here on out, you will know what grants are available for businesses. I am going to have different training videos inside to tell you, don't ask for this, but ask for this. Do your budget like this. Make yourself stand out like this. I am going to have some grant templates in that bundle. You can click the link in my bio and get the bundle. If you don't have $99, you can go on Google and Google business grants. It does not need to be an industry specific grant. So if you have a restaurant, don't Google restaurant grants. If you have a hair salon, don't Google hair salon grants. Google small business grants. Go on the website. Every grant is going to have a past winner. Look at the past winner. What industry were they in? How did they say that the grant helped them? Fill out the grant application. You may get a no. It's okay if you get a no. We're going to keep filling out the grant applications. And every month, we're going to go over our answers and say, hey, do I need to tweak something? Should I change something? I also have a grant call. If you want me to kind of hear what you're saying and be like, yes, that's a good thing, or no, that's not a good thing, I am giving you a way that I can help you. I am also giving you a free way, baby. You can just go on Google, but start applying for business grants. Apply for at least 10 grants every single month so that we can get cash flow into your business without incurring the monkeys. Okay? So, recap, the 4 biggest business funding mistakes is 1, not having the proper structure or having an active LLC or corporation. Our business is not going to be verifiable, meaning when they Google our business, our website or landing page, our business social media, our branded email address, us being listed in 411, us having a business or a brick and mortar business address, us having a business phone number. We're missing those things. And when you miss those things, the monkeys done ate my flag. Where's my flag? When you don't have those things, it causes a red flag, and it causes you to go ahead and have your business flagged as high risk. Okay. The third mistake is getting funding when you don't need funding. Funding doesn't always solve your business problems. If you don't have enough money every single month, you need clients. You need people coming in every day, handing your business money, called cash flow. So you really don't have a funding problem, you have a marketing problem. You need to find where your client is and go bring them to you. The fourth mistake is missing out on applying for business grants, because business grants, the money does not have to be paid for. When you get the money, you're going to be using it on your business. So you're going to be writing it off on your taxes, and it's not going. You're not going to incur any debt. There is no limit to how many grants you can apply for. So knock yourself out. And if you have more than one business, each entity, as long as it's a separate LLC or corporation, each entity can be applying for the grant. So if you do lashes and you have an online boutique and you do taxes and you have 3 separate LLCs, all 3 LLCs can be applying for that same grant. Grants don't really have a lot of requirements that that you have to fulfill. Most grants are going to want an LLC or a corporation. They're going to want an EIN number and a business bank account to deposit the money in. They're not going to ask for any kind of financials. So they're not going to ask for your last 90 days of bank statements. They're not going to ask for your tax returns. They're not going to say you have to be in business for 2 years. They're not going to do a credit check on you. So they are really, new business, starter business friendly. Okay. But the biggest benefit is that you're not going to have a monthly note on a grant. Okay. If you just are logging in, I will, post this live so you can kind of hear my whole little shebang. But those, I think, will be the 4 biggest mistakes in business funding. If you need to book a consultation with me as far as getting a game plan, getting a marketing plan, going over, what you're asking for in your grant, click the link in click the link in my bio for consultations. If you don't have my grant bundle, it's $99. I give you a list of 900 business grants. The list is going to be updated every single month. You have lifetime access along with the training videos on what to ask for, what not to ask for, how to make your business stand out, along with the grant templates. And I have a private grant Facebook page where I throw a couple more tips in there, and sometimes either me or my assistant will be answering questions in the Facebook group. Okay, well, that was my Friday night funding live. Everyone have a safe and fun Labor Day weekend, and of course I will see you at the bank.